Anantaji, beloved Father Guruji. Anantaji, beloved Father Guruji. I bow at your lotus feet. I die at your lotus feet. My heart belongs to you. Beloved Father. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Anantaji, beloved Father Guruji. Anantaji, beloved Father Guruji. I bow at your lotus feet. I die at your lotus feet. My heart belongs to you. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai. Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai. Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ananda Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ananda Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ananda Ma, ma, jai ma, jai 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 ma, jai Ananda ma.
Namaste everyone. A very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Mujiji ki Jai. Thank you all so very much for joining in. And if you're in the Hangout, the way to ask questions is to unmute your mic and to start speaking. On YouTube chat, you can use it to ask your questions over there and we will look at it. Namaste, namaste. It's good? No, it's okay, it's okay. We had quite a time here because we didn't have lights and we were wondering whether how we'll get the broadcast to happen. But it seems to be sorted out now. So Kapil also had a question yesterday where he was saying that well, the essence of it was more like once you're beyond the ego, will you still spot the ego? Okay. So it's very prevalent to be able to say that unless you are looking from the ego itself, you will not be able to spot the ego. Actually, it is not like this. You will still have this discrimination where you'll be able to tell both here and there where something is coming from. It's just that it will not affect you. It will not have that same effect. So you don't have a preference to be only with those who are free or something like this. You can be anywhere in the world and it can be full of personhood, but it doesn't matter to you. But it doesn't mean that you cannot tell where the scent of this is coming from. Whether it is coming from a sense of personhood or whether it's coming from just the pure intuitive Sadguru himself. So this spotting will still continue. I know many of you also have this self-doubt about yourself, saying that if I can see the ego there, that means it must be my ego which sees the ego there. But it's not like this. You can spot it. You see? But in this case, you don't have to have got it. Usually we say, no, that if you spot it, you got it. In this case, you can spot it, but doesn't mean you've got it. You know that you got it if it bothers you. You see? So if there is egoistic play happening there and it bothers you, then you know that this is also ego which is reacting to ego. But to be able to sense, to be able to see that it's an ego play, that will still continue. In fact, with the sages, they have a very, very strong nose. Very, very strong nose for this. But doesn't mean that they feel differently about you. They don't have a different criteria. Oh, you are free, therefore you are special, or you are still coming from ego, therefore you are not. Nothing like that. See, because ultimately it is seen, it is known that we are all the same. We are one. Aparna says, Namaste, Father. Yesterday, when you said that there is something little bit that doesn't want to look at you, yes. So it's just looking around while talking to you. Yes. We see like this in the hangout also, isn't it? That instead of looking at the computer, we're looking, something is avoiding. Something clicked here and want to want this to be surrendered. Please take away everything and please leave nothing here but you. There can also be another misconception that when a prayer like this is made, then here I'm doing something. You see, so when you say, please take away everything, there can be this feeling that I must be doing something now which is taking it away. But it's not like that. It is just the presence here, which is taking cognizance. It takes cognizance of your true feeling from the heart, and it is this presence itself which this entire play belongs to, isn't it? So please, none of you must feel that Ananta personally must now take away something. It's not like that. This presence is your own presence, and your own presence takes cognizance of your prayer, and all the blessings are there for this to happen. So all that is offered up in satsang actually is not offered up personally, it's offered up to your own being, to your own presence. So when I say I take it from you, I'm speaking as this voice, the voice of your own presence. I feel it's very important to demystify all of these things. Whereas you can still be left with some mystical concepts. And this is what makes satsang so simple, effortless. If there was a person trying to do something or trying to help you or something, then it would be a struggle. It would be tiring, it would be a struggle. All that is needed is to let the person get out of the way. It means we're not believing any of our concepts, ideas, thoughts, and allowing this intuitive voice to flow from here. I feel today we should give everyone a chance to share. And don't share, see if this has some power for you. Don't share from the seeker identity. And don't share from the free identity. Share from no identity. And even if no words come, this is okay. This is okay. We'll do like this. Because I want you to discover your own intuitive voice. You see, I want you to find me there. Otherwise, this can become another ritual for us. Oh, daily satsang, then like this. It's okay like that, but truly, you must find me in your heart. You see, so just hand over all power to this being. Don't pick up any story, identity about yourself, and let's see what emerges from there. Who wants to go first? The criteria was the one who says no goes first. Just whatever happens, happens. I'll ask you some questions. If you were not to refer to any thought, what do you know is true right now? What is it that you can see for yourself right now? Do you see that the mind is blank? Or something like that. The mind is blank is seen by who? By you, isn't it? So this you, who is this one? Is it concerned about whether the mind is blank or not? The one that witnesses the blank, is it concerned about it?
I can't even look like that.
So you've been in satsang for a while. Does it still seem like the person is real?
Still feels like sometimes what's happening is happening to me.
Yes. You personally. And now? And in the right now, does it still feel like it's happening to me?
Yes, there's a sense of the meanness.
The sense of a meanness. What does this sense feel like? Is it the coming and going sense of just ideas, or is it the presence of the I amness?
Meanness doesn't seem to come and go.
There's no chance any of us can hear you.
Yes, the meanness doesn't seem to come and go.
Meanness. Meanness. What are the attributes of this mean? Is it, if I say it's just the presence, is that what you mean? The presence of you.
So it's to like whoever is experiencing what's happening is the me.
Okay. Okay. And is it the same one who is speaking from the mind? Is this me speaks as the mind? Is that it? So the one that is experiencing all of this is saying that, hey, this is the me. Is it like that? This one now, the meanness which is here, does it have a desire?
Whatever is experiencing, yes, it feels like there's a preference for something else.
Is that something which we know is coming from this presence, or is it just another thought?
Feels like a sensation.
And how does the sensation direct you? In which way? If the sensation arises, you want to avoid that. Is that the being which wants to avoid the sensation? So some discomfort comes. Is it being which saying, I don't want this?
It seems if it's being that's experiencing it, then it seems that
Is this an inference or this is what you see?
it's how I experience it. Or it's how it
So suppose now some sensation would come, then would being be reporting on it? Or would the interpretive mind be reporting on it?
so the sensation and I'm experiencing them. And it's like whoever's experience is saying this to you.
Is it saying? How is it saying?
Through these words.
So we can say that these thoughts are also arising from this consciousness itself. But do we know that this is consciousness's voice? Are we certain of that? So this being is speaking to who now with these words? Does being need words to speak to itself? If it is being speaking to being, then why would being need words to speak to itself? Will you contemplate this for a few minutes and we'll come back? Go to Kapil. What are you sure is not true? I'm not even asking for the truth. What are you sure is not true?
The voice in the head doesn't help.
Okay. Doesn't help in any situation.
If I look back at the memory, so it has been felt maybe at times that it has helped, but most of the times it has not helped.
What else is not true? Is any identity true?
Can't find it when can't find it when I look for it.
Cannot find an identity when you look for it. And yet you are there looking. The looking is present. But the conceptual identity is not. What can you say about the looking itself? The one that is looking, what can we say about that?
It feels here, coming from somewhere here.
Yes. And is there anything which is not in front of this? So when you say here, you mean here from inside the body, or even the body is perceived from here? And does anything which is appearing, does it touch this, the looking or the witnessing? Any appearance, a thought, an emotion, another being, the outside world, does it touch this witnessing?
Only when the identification happens when
Yes. So if identification happens, how does it touch awareness or witnessing?
it feels like something suffers when
Yeah.
identification
But even
happens.
this feeling is appearing. Is this feeling touching the witnessing? Check if any feeling actually touches this. There might be some feeling of discomfort or something now. So use that. Use that and see whether it is touching you as this witnessing.
Oh,
And any feeling, can it touch? Now identify with the discomfort and say, I am so uncomfortable. And then check also, is it still touching me? What happened?
there is no uncomfortable feeling now. I was trying to use the bad throat to get the experience, but that also didn't help.
So contemplate this and see whether any feeling, any sensation actually touches this witnessing, this awareness. You contemplate on this and you come back. Give it to Ramdev. I'm enjoying this Satsang. They can't hear my question from you. They can hear what I'm asking. Whatever is arising for you, you can share.
What should I report?
Whatever you are completely clear about.
It's 2 days sitting here, I'm just going to sleep.
That's why today is good, so we're waking everyone up.
Energies are not good in the body. I find myself getting angry and stuff. Quite angry. Morning, very angry with the banker. He wouldn't,
They won't give you money.
he wouldn't do what I wanted, and he gave me trouble. So I was so upset, so furious with him. I nearly said, my ego said, I will draw all my money and everything, get the hell out of it, teach him a lesson. Stop. My body is not, since 2 days, a lot of this nonsense happening. Not good.
Who is it happening to?
The seeing is there. The witnessing is there, but I know but I'm getting lost in it.
Who is getting lost?
I'm getting lost in the play.
Yes, who? Who is getting lost?
It must be the little eye.
Is
But
there
then,
such a thing?
there's no such thing, but I don't know.
So if it's not there, then how can it get lost?
Calmness and the love. The love is not there. When you come here and meet everybody, it's there. When in normal situation, it's not there. I don't like that.
Yes, yes. This I too.
Because that's not me, that's not me. But since 2 days, I'm feeling it's stupid. Yeah.
So if you're not this I, then who are you?
Close my eyes and I'm in the beautiful space. Well, I can't do other.
Yes, but I'm not leaving you, see, because I'm saying who is in the beautiful space?
I don't know how to report. Okay.
It's very good. Whatever is coming from your heart is
Yeah, it's one small thing. Master says that it is the person which is a pretense. But in my experience and observation, I realized that everything is a pretense. Everything. Whatever appears externally, every moment, everything is a pretense. And I don't know anything. I cannot discriminate between what is truth and what is untruth. I don't know what is knowledge and what is ignorance. I don't know anything. I am the unknown and I want to remain in unknown. I have realized only this, that desirelessness is the highest bliss. Any expectation leads to suffering. Any expectation. The cause for happiness is itself a cause for sorrow. I don't know anything. And there is one small thing also that whenever the core is touched, there is a deep sense of gratitude for you. There is a deep sense of gratitude for all the masters that has helped the humanity, for everyone. And so thankful.
Nothing's happening. Truth, I really don't know. I'm not here, that's all I know. There never has been. There never has been balanced. Even if I imagine there's one, there never has been. I'm drawn like a magnet to you. Just
Yes. You done, or you can keep it next to you if you want to go, that's fine. Come closer to it, they won't hear you.
My heart is just open to anything that is here, to always a more beautiful way. Beyond the web of differences, intricate web that's been falling away. Just I'm here to learn from anything and everything. I'm just here to learn from anything and everything. That's my place. Not many distinctions remain. It's all the same. It's all just for love. This whole thing. I'm just a part of that.
I'm not liking me at all right now. आज ही आना था.
Nothing, really nothing. My nothing comes from a completely different place from where Radha is saying nothing. I think hers is far much more clarity and deeper place than where I am. But that's right. There's this utter confusion. But I don't want to talk about it because, in a way, I know the answers. So I didn't sort it out, I guess.
Is there more confusion and clarity, or is there sometimes it seems more this way, sometimes it seems more that way?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Does it seem like sometimes it seems all confusion and sometimes it seems clear, or mostly it just seems confusing?
But 50-50. And yet there's no question to ask. So.
don't really know like what to share because it seems a bit like abstract to just say something. Like I feel perfectly content to not say anything, and I don't really feel like anything needs to be said. And I feel like all of your words are enough for everyone. And if we just accept them, like even once, then that's enough. I have some like words that are here, but I like somehow something doesn't want to say. There's like it's just I don't know. Like it feels like funny to like speak like this, like in front of you because you're here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to say, but I'm just going to start talking and see. So like I feel like I am not different than any of you, and anything that arises is not what I am, and I'm beyond like just like anything that comes. So any thought or any sensation or any feeling or any idea, anything that comes, just it's always after what I am. And even the sense, like because we're in satsang, it's like there's a tendency to try to like look for ourselves or something like this. But this doesn't come from ourself because ourself doesn't need to look for ourselves. So even that, because sometimes when we're in satsang, and maybe that can keep us like feeling as if we're looking for like a long time, as long as you want to give it energy for. So that's also just like you can just leave everything. and it's like just like you all know it already. So it's just like stop pretending. I don't know. I always feel very like amazed at how you can just like keep speaking.
Everyone's enjoying this one. Enjoying. So let's go in the hangout also now. Who's going to go first? Okay, Jayan, you can start. Jayan. We don't know whether we'll get some hip hop today or.
Just had to move outside. So yesterday, somebody was murdered in my village, and this is just what's coming. Can you hear me all right? And I was driving past this dead body, and a shock was felt through. Obviously, there's a feeling of shock that arises as I drove past the body, and just so beautiful to see that everything that's arising is arising to be truly met. And to even say met with this love, almost like to die into this love. So in the past it always would be like, oh, there's this feeling and I'm aware of this feeling, I'm watching this feeling, I know I'm not this feeling. I know that this feeling is just arising and it can never be what I am. But somehow also just to this untouchedness that's here, this untouchedness, it doesn't need to give permission to anything, and everything is allowed to arise. And somehow, even in the darkest aspects of life, they all seem to be him. They all seem to be part of his dance. And all that can be said is just thank you. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
Who's coming next? Aparna can come. Okay.
Who can I sit rather than you're there? Um, there's no word now, but um, uh, more of guidance that's sort of coming up here now. Um,
Start. Don't judge any words which are coming. Don't judge
yeah.
right or wrong. Just speak.
I feel all there is only the silence. Even though it's not it's mind, person, whatever it may be, but ultimately everything comes up or arises from the silence. Everything is noticed, everything is be aware of. Nothing goes without noticing. There's nothing more coming further. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Very beautiful. Thank you. Mariano can come next.
Namaste, Namaste, Father. Namaste, everyone. It feels so peaceful and silent now that even trying to report something, it seems like an effort, like trying to go to the past or future. It's like the feeling of falling into an endless pool of silence and joy. And the effort, it seems that trying to get out of this is the effort. This is like no effort required to be like this. this is what I'm feeling now. Maybe I have to go to the mind to report something else, or to time, to the future. Feel so peaceful. It's such a blessing to have this opportunity to meet you like this. I'm really thankful.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, very nice.
Thank you, Father. I love you. I love you so much.
Nick can come next.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yes, the only way I can report anything would also be using the mind, but the closest quality I can make a narrative of what's existing for me in this very, very second. I can hear myself speak. I can feel my heart beating. I can feel my body, the weight sitting on the cushion. I can feel the sacredness of presence, of just being in whatever is happening. Any kind of emotion, any kind of thought seems just like a passing. And there's a very found sensation of where it's all coming from and to whom it's happening. Although I can't express that to whom it's happening. It's just happening. It's you know. I just feel to say that I had a surprise call from Tony Parsons on the telephone, and after a letter wrote to him, and he just caught me completely off guard and told me that it was an illusion, absolute illusion, to think that I was, well, not, I mean, his favorite cliche is nobody, of course, but it was an illusion to even be the so-called awareness. So I was very comfortable with that I'm just this, and you know, me sitting here, heart pumping, whatever, you know, the whole stage fright, the whole thing. It was, it's just what's happening, you know. So I can catch future trying to come in. I can see that very, very clearly. I can let go of it, as I've said to you before, and often thoughts and phrases don't even get a chance to fulfill their repertoire, and I end up just short of any, you know, mental formation of anything. It just becomes a sort of chaos, you know? And it just brings me, well, it never brings me back because I never left it. It's very clear that there's nothing to retrieve because we're there already. And just like to say, my last expression with you the other day was, I just felt so terrible in a way afterwards, because it was just trying to get some attention, you know. It was just really trying to get some attention, and I just fumbled my way along, and I could have said it all in a hug, you know. I could have said. So I find it easier when there's no inquiry effort, you know. I am awareness, consciousness. This sometimes really confuses me, and I realize that whoa, wait a minute, and then I'm using the mind to conceptualize something which is so simple, you know, and it's what brings me to Satsang. It's what just you know really warms my heart, makes everything so. It's like a filter. Everything is so splendid and joyful, and that's it. I can only say. Yeah. Thank you.
Very sweet. Thank you, my dear. Okay, Nitya can come.
Hello. Actually, it's very funny that you said we should share today, because I was very much hesitating 2 days. And there was a strong urge to share here, and it's since a couple of days. There's it's just so crazy, but it's so beautiful. I'm really this in which everything is arising, just arising, even presence, and watching everything, just watching everything, and it's so amazing. and yet all craziness is still going on, you know. The mind with all the crazy conditionings is just so loud and so noise, you know. All this stuff is coming up. It's still, you know, this how do you call it? You know, this tendency to go with the thoughts, to just, I don't want to live anymore, and yesterday my window was open, and this strong urge to just jump out of the window came, and it was just so funny to watch it. And it was so clear, yes, I can do it, and nothing would change. Nothing would change if I would do it. And of course, I didn't do it. But it's just a little. It's just that what is going on the whole time here, and all the really bad habits are playing out very strongly here, and I'm just this in which everything is arising, and
One thing I also want to tell you and to all of you, Before you feel like somebody says, I want to jump in front of a train, I want to jump out of a window, something like this. Before that, you jump onto an aeroplane and come to Bangalore. Because I must see you before you do any of this. So instead of jumping here and there, you jump into a plane and jump to Bangalore. You can share more, Mike. Sorry about interrupting you.
No, I'm fine, I'm fine. It's just like that. It's somehow there. All this, like I said, the craziness, conditionings is still, everything is just here, but and somehow it sometimes questions and but it's so meaningless. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's the most beautiful place, even to be just and just watching everything, and even love or anything. Nothing is really interesting for this. Nothing, and this is just the most beautiful place to be and yeah. I love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. I love you too very, very much. I feel that we can make space for everyone who wants to come and share also. Whoever would like to make some space can make some space. It'll be very good in the satsang if we hear from as many as we can. Thank you, my love. Who's next? Shivani will go next.
Sorry. Hello. I was pressing the wrong button. I was gonna say I have no idea what is going on until Mariano said I can't remember what he said, but yeah, I figured out what we were doing when he was speaking. But yeah, it's pretty much like that with everything. I just don't know what's going on, and not in a bad, like not in a not in the way that it used to be. Like it was like there was the mind trying to work it all out, and there was this frustration that I didn't know what was going on, and it felt like, you know, it felt like something that I didn't know. You know, like there's this thing going on that I didn't know, but now it just feels like I don't know anything, and it feels like it's a good thing. It feels like, because here it's always been to know, like every single little thing has gone through that, you know, that machine. Yeah, so I just feel like I don't know anything. I feel pretty stupid sometimes, but I don't, yeah, even that, I don't care. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say either, because the habit is here, like, it's always been to think a lot. Like, I don't know if everyone thinks the same amount, but I just feel like I've thought a heck of a lot. Like, the energy just went there hardcore, you know. So it just feels like a good thing. Lots of stuff's been coming up, I guess. Like, but then even that, it doesn't seem like it's that much. You know, like at the time for whatever the time is that it's happening, it can seem like there's something happening. But even it's like half-heartedly. It's funny, like it's as if in the same way, like everything is still as serious as I don't know how to explain it. It's like it is serious when it's playing out, but it's not at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. Not like it used to be 100% serious. It felt like it kind of still feels like that in a way, but not. Yeah. But heaps of stuff's been coming up, heaps of stupid stuff, like just really dumb things. But yeah, it's mostly just I just wanted to share that I just don't know anything, like, and I'm so happy about that. It seems to be the best thing ever to not know. Plainly, yeah. I don't know. That's it. There was something else, but I can't remember what it was. That's, yeah. Yeah.
Very nice. Very good.
Very good.
I hear myself. But if you remember what it was?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Father.
Okay, so Meher can come.
Father, so much gratitude to be here, as usual. And in your presence, nothing stays. Nothing. So for a month and a half, I've been traveling right after I left Bangalore and had no connectivity, was doing everything possible to be in satsang. But my heart was just there. It was so beautiful to not actually be able to even make it to satsang because I could just keep finding you within me, in my heart. It felt so beautiful that you didn't leave me for even 1 second. Lots of moments came where the person idea would come back and identity would come back and I would try and cloud myself again. But it won't stick. It just won't stick. Whatever I would try, it just won't stick. I can keep pretending and then the game has to end. There is no way that the game can continue. And that's the beauty that you've shown me. Life was always a pleasure. Life was always beautiful. Even the pain was a pleasure. But now life is life, just running and running itself. So happy for this existence. So happy for your presence. So happy for this family. So easy to talk about yourself all the time. For me, it's easy because that's what I do for a living. It's easy to talk about myself. But in your presence, there is just something that naturally just, it's different. There's no me here. Where is the me? Can't find a me. Just can't. And I can't wait to come back to you. Just can't wait. Not that this is any, like I said, not being in satsang also, I'm not far away. But I just can't wait to be back again. And I just feel that In your presence, everything just drowns. Everything just melts. And you are everywhere. I mean, so much more in this Sangha, like everybody you talk to in the Sangha, everybody that you interact with. It's you speaking, your reflection. Little clouds here, there, obviously, but it's all you, everywhere. And now, even if I go meet people, I see beauty in them. Even if wherever, meetings, any place I go, such beauty. Everybody is truly beautiful. And thank you for this gift. Thank you for removing these clouds. Can't bow down enough. Can't be more thankful. Every breath is thanking you. Every breath. Love you very, very much. Love you very much.
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you, my love. Okay, Trupti can come.
I try. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, great. My mic is working, finally.
I'll be back in a minute. I need to get my charger. Sorry, my dear.
Hi. Now you're frozen? Oh no. There's not much to say. Just so happy that I did meet you, that I did found you here. First time I saw it, it was in the Rishikesh Satsang of Guruji, and my eyes were always at your place. I don't know why. I was just looking at you the whole time. I said, "Wow, what is this guy? Who's that?" And then I did find out that you doing satsangs, and it's only 3 months ago or something, and it seems like a tornado is in my life now. Constant burning. It's really so beautiful what is happening. See all these stupid habits. I know it's all not me. No words.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank
It doesn't
you.
seem like only 3 months. It feels like so long, no? It's only been three
Sorry?
months. Sorry? Doesn't seem like it's only been 3 months. Seems like
Yeah, I guess
longer.
it was in April or something.
Oh yeah. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much.
Seems that we know each other much longer.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Vikas can come. Vikas is here.
Mr. Father.
Namaste. Namaste.
Father, it feels like, uh, I mean, the words kind of, pollute the serenity of the moment, and it truly feels like, your words, like the one who wants to get free can never be free, and the one that is free can never be bound, and it feels like the eternal truth. And every time, whenever there is anything, any image that try to get, formed, the very message and the very loud and clear illustration that the person never existed, it just blow away the whole thing. So it's just like a sand where you try to create form something, and then will come and destroy. So that is more or less happening. Yesterday I was talking to Kapil, and he kind of illustrated a very beautiful line of I don't know, I forgot it. He said, don't try to pretend beyond your evaluation. Like, you don't need to pretend like a spiritual person or a changed person. The person never existed, and whatever is happening is happening. So I feel this is actually going on as a new experiences within the life, and life is really blissful. Though there have been moments of fullness, there have been moments of some stress, believing in some ideas, by holding on to something that you want to change. But at the end, it's just happening the way it has to happen. At the end, the acceptance is coming. It's getting deepen, deepen, deepen. So it's all bliss. It's all your grace. But nothing like just being silence and just getting immersed into your eyes and into your heart. nothing like it.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. So beautiful.
Thank you, Father. Hope to see you soon.
Kapil is completely disowning the quote now. He's saying it was not mine. And then he's saying it's Katie's, it's Byron Katie's quote.
Yes, he's being welcome.
Priya is here. Priya can share. We don't hear you, my love. It's not working anymore, your mic. No, we burnt it out, is it? Oh, you say it's all very intense, but for no one. Yes. Yeah. And no intensity must convince us that there is someone. Sometimes all of this ganging up by the mind can happen, by the appearances can happen, so that it seems to become intense to convince you that see, you were saying there is no one now, see. Like this. But you already say that it's all very intense, but for no one. We need to get her mic fixed. I enjoy hearing her very much. Yes, it's just life. Just a LARP. Just a live action role play. It's much better technology than the one you go to. There is no thing to say and no one to say it. Yes. And to the no one, even the saying and non-saying is both nothing. You see, so it doesn't matter whether there is the appearance of words or not. And yet, in the play, I can say very much. I enjoy hearing you. So we need to get your mic fixed. Love you too. Shanti is here. Shanti can share. Oh, you can't share? Okay. Mom is sleeping. Yes, yes. It's okay, my love. It's okay. All I can say is I love you. Oh, I love you too, my dear. The Devika is here. Devika can share.
Hello,
Hello,
Father.
Father. Hello, my dear. Sleepyhead.
Yeah, it seems
It
like
seems like
forever
forever
that
that
it's been
it's
since I've
been since I've
been in front of
been
you.
in front of
I can
you.
hear I can hear my voice
I can hear my
echoing.
Harry.
Really, thank you. And what to share about this? What what is there you can share? What is there you can say? I find I'm so often like this recently. I just there's so many times in the day where there's just so much beauty or something will just completely collapse me. The other day I literally fell to my knees because just something touched me so very, very deeply. It's like it's like you have no defenses against this joy. It's like it's so all encompassing that I have nothing to beat it away with. You just have to surrender entirely to it. It's just what is. It's just and everything is thank you. Everything is thank you. And something else I was thinking is there used to be such shyness here. It used to be such a strong energy from when I was a child, and it's just not here anymore. And sitting here and talking to you and talking to all of these people, you're you're my own self. I'm talking to my own self, and how could you possibly be shy talking to your own self? It just doesn't exist. The division just was only ever imagined between anything. There's nothing. I'm going to start babbling now, so I'll just say thank you. It's wonderful.
No, wonderful. It's very good babbling. You must continue.
You should encourage me, really, Father. it's this. Yes, see. just just gratitude, just joy, just love. And everyone is my own self. You're all my own self. You're all me. And sometimes I'll meet someone new and I can kid myself for a short amount of time that they're not me, but that soon disappears. It can't last. It's only more pretending. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. I can actually listen to you all day, all of you. I'm wondering why I have to subject you to 2 to 3 hours of speaking every day. All of you can just speak. Who else is outside? You can come. Yes. It's not just me that puts him to sleep. Like Shivani yesterday. Annette is here. Annette can share something.
Hi, can you hear me?
We don't hear you that well, my love.
Can you hear me now?
Try again.
Can you hear me okay now?
No, it's very faint. It was loud for just a second. And then it went away.
Okay, can you try me now?
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me?
Thank you so much. You need to get everyone's mic. From her computer, I can hear my echo so loudly. You don't hear her. I want to just say that I'm very happy you're here with us. And it feels like very much like you've always been with us. So much love to you, my dear. Thank you. Oh, Annette says I'm getting a new laptop to be able to talk. Very good. Okay, Ram is here. Ram can share.
Father, can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
just want to say like there's many like kind of fancy happen here in my mind. Like I want to try to like preaching to everybody about how they should live and so on. But as you say that in Satsang, that just let go of your next thought, and the key is always here and now. So it was such a like kind of unburden for me, like just let go, and it's so wonderful actually. And in these days, kind of I'm thinking about like there's a plan in my mind that I want to kind of make money and come to Bangalore to see you, and it seems like after the Rishikesh trip there's some excitement, like I want to go again, you know. And but I don't know, Father, just like just be in the here and now, and just surrender everything to God and let everything happen. It will happen anyway. And but yeah, I don't know, when I come up, like I'm shaking, Father, like there's something here too afraid to speak. And
You're speaking very well, very well. You don't sound afraid at all. Very well. You can share whatever is coming up like this. You can keep sharing it.
yeah, so it's like something want to come up, and when I come up, I'm very shaking, and kind of I have in my mind what I want to say when I come to the hangout, but when I come, I say very different, you know, like it's not the same anymore.
Thank you, my dear. So happy to hear you.
Thank you.
Sharing so beautifully. Atma is here now. Atma can share.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste.
There is an echo. Do you hear? I hear myself speaking. It's okay now. Father, I have nothing to share. I just came. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't even understand what we are sharing. I mean, there is no need to understand. It's just, in the beginning I felt maybe I don't have to come to share, because recently I share so often. But then immediately I felt, but that's all past. It's now, and every sharing is in now. There is no past. It was just like a thought coming. I could say many things, but actually I have nothing to say. It feels like I received what I needed to receive, and all now what is happening is actually melting into it. It's like marinating. There is nothing more to be heard, to be understood, to be felt. There is no more, actually. already happened, and now is only just melting. It's more like disappearing of something. Every time in satsang and after, I feel like some layers of something is washed away. Every time another layer, very subtle, but another layer leaves me. It feels actually like, yes, like layers. They were layers around my beingness, and they are disappearing. That is what is, because sometimes my mind came and asked me, but what are you doing anymore in satsang, because you have received. But it's not about just you come, you receive, and you go. It's actually, it was required for this now, because this is that continuous melting, because there is no end to that. Before, I felt, somebody here felt, always there is end to something, and actually there is end to arrogance. There is end to it, but then there is the beginning of how to say that, of continuous nothing. But even this nothing has depth. Even this nothing is, I can't explain in words. It's just there is no end. There is no end to this. No end. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty. It's really endless. And that was what mind could not get or understood. Because for mind, there is always beginning and end of something. And if there is this beginning and end, then mind can exist between these two, that it can operate. But there is no beginning and no end, then what is the purpose of mind? There is no purpose. That is what is being seen here, but there is no end to this, Father. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Something very nice that she shared actually, and we were sharing after satsang yesterday also, we were sharing this, that the mind's model is this model where it says, in every situation I must be getting something. I must be getting something. Now, in some situation, if I'm not getting something, then what's the point? This is how it is. That I was getting something, now it is over, because that's how life seems to have worked. When I needed to be taught the alphabet, I went to kindergarten. And I got the alphabet, so I don't need to go to kindergarten, so I go to next. You see, so next. It's just this about getting everything where I'm going, I'm getting something. So we were just sharing in after satsang yesterday that you don't know that if this unlayering, delayering, as Atma called it, has happened, and you're present here, you're adding to the fire of satsang. And so many more are enjoying this fire. And your fire is defrosting all of this. Mm-hmm. But if there's still the sense that I got it, I got something and now I'm out, I got something and now I'm out, then it's again this old tendency of there being this me who's saying, what's in it for me now? What's in it for me now? Like this. So then we don't come to satsang anymore with this perspective of taking. Not even with the perspective of giving. Just the presence is here. Just the presence is here. And in this phenomenal play, when it seems like beings who are marinating in just this presence, they collect. Imagine the light that it burns. Imagine the light it burns. Okay, Bhagwati is here. Bhagwati ji can share something.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste, Father. Namaste, namaste, my love.
I hear an echo.
I hear an echo.
What can I say? It's like there's so much I could say, but there's so little I could say. And I don't know, just to sit in satsang with you, just to be in the energy field of satsang is just such a joy. Just such. It's like being in harmony with an orchestra, being here with the sangha and with you. And it's like it tunes us all up, being here together. And I don't even know who's saying it. Just yesterday I sat on the beach with Namai, and she was asking me to look at something with her from satsang, and we sat and looked together at the position of the person and the position of presence of I am and of the self of awareness. And somehow it ended up, there was just talking, just happening. And I was just listening. I'm just sitting there just saying, this is so simple. If anyone can't see this, it's because they're looking for something complicated or spiritual or difficult or something to achieve or something to do. And just so simple. And here there's no one that has a sense of being awakened. There's no one who has a sense of having done anything. There's not really anyone here. And it's been really good because there have been a couple of good tests for me recently. I received a letter from someone in Muji Sangha, very much challenging me, challenging my presence here with you, saying I was disrespecting Guruji in things I'd posted about you, saying they didn't trust the words of the one who had written them, and saying a lot of strong things from someone who I've spent a lot of time very closely with. And it was like, where did this come from? Who wrote this? And saying, kind of trying to give me satsang, actually. But actually the recognition was that whilst I have gratitude that someone cares enough to check and to ask, I could only answer that these words come so from the heart and so from truth. And there is no doubt about it. And my connection with you is unexplainable. It's so unexplainable, it's ridiculous, it makes no sense. Here, sitting now with Guruji just down the road, still, I have to be here with you. I can go to satsang with Guruji, and I love him very much, and my head is at his feet. But my head is at his feet along with your feet, which I know are there, because your head is at his feet. And I can't be anywhere but here with you, and wherever I go, I'm here with you. And I could receive 100 of these challenging letters, and I can answer them truly from this place, because there is no doubt here. And this one who wrote, I wrote back and said, if this is such a big concern, then perhaps this is for you to take to Satsang Guruji, because this is your question. And I was so grateful because it gave me the opportunity to contemplate and to check, to sniff test, as we say. And I'm eternally grateful for anything that just allows that. And I'm just here with you, and I love you, and you've completely stolen my heart, and you've completely filled it, and there's no space for any other here, and there's no room for a person anymore. And when Guruji spoke to me in April and said, when we were one-to-one that night when you were so kind as to completely lead to it that day. There was that day when I called for you, and you would not be there. The one I said you were the smiling excellent that I loved so much, and so much gratitude for that, forcing me to stand on my own 2 feet, forcing me to find out which I was looking for in you. Yeah. And Guruji's last words have remained so firm and clear with me, they're only your own pointing, which was to not go to thought and to just rest as awareness. And from that moment, if anything even begins to try and catch, wait, those words are just, they're here, constant. And there's so much space from that, and peace from that. And it's not a state of peace, it's the absence of the noise, because I'm not playing with the noise anymore. I don't want to play with that. This burns our fingers. We play with fire, with thoughts. We play with fire. I'm finished. I'm finished. Thank you.
Your internet connection might not be that great, my love. That's why the words seem to be breaking up now. They were very clear in the beginning, but we're having some trouble with the. Very beautiful sharing. Okay, my love. Your connection seems to be deteriorating more and more. Now we don't even see you properly. Thank you so much. It was just right. What had to be heard was beautifully said. So much for sharing. Big love to both of you. The internet here is choppy, yes. Petra is here. Petra can share something.
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
I don't know what to say. Can you hear me?
Yes, my dear, we hear you, but what happens is today there's an echo coming back to you if I don't have my mic on mute. So I need to keep myself on mute and hear you speak.
Okay.
Okay.
I really don't know what to say. I really have nothing to say.
I remember that last time when we spoke, we had this beautiful conversation. So is it same like that now? Do you feel something has changed?
No, not
No,
really.
not really.
It's just that
It's just
now,
that now,
all of a sudden, I get really, really, really nervous. But it's also somehow very distant. Like it's nothing also. There is nothing for me to do anymore. And I am so grateful. And whatever might be happening is nothing.
thank you, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's come now? Deepali is here. Deepali can share.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
I don't know if there's an echo. Is there an echo there?
You're getting an echo back?
Oh, just a slight one.
Slight one.
Let me get some breath. Yeah. So the YouTube's office. I'm just going to say, and I'm going to say that I feel that you saved my life by taking my life. Because everything can be seen from seen. Even though at this time there's a lot of energies that are playing strongly to say around me that are saying you really need to get on with things. And even that can be really peacefully. But at the same time, you're talking to me, and looking into your eyes when I'm speaking to you. But there's so much love here. Because every day I come here and I feel the energy with the truth of nothing and everything. And it really feels like a month somewhere somewhere. So I'm sorry, I'm not explaining very well.
Okay, it's okay.
Because there's no distance. And that's the truth. And I don't know where the sound of your voice is heard here. And I can't see even the distance of the seeing. And even though the play of what looks like life happening is so well orchestrated, and so subtle in its grandeur of being. I just want to say so much. Thank you for always being there. And I'd love to jump in again and come to you. And if you hear anything in my description that you feel needs working or somehow helping me.
Could you repeat the last part?
If there's anything that you feel that needs twerking or if there's any catting, I don't know. You're the only person that can.
I have to say that there is nothing here which is evaluating anything which is being said. Not evaluating, just enjoying your presence so beautifully. Just your words in your presence, all of you. I'm not sitting here saying yes, this is right. This one needs more work. Nothing like this. It's just beautiful.
You saved my life.
Just hearing
you took my life and saved it.
Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. Very good. Amaya wants to come. Amaya can come.
Priya was saying her mic might work now.
Oh, Priya's mic might work. Let's see.
Is it working?
Yes.
Yay! I'm echoing.
Okay,
I think mic rather. Am I echoing now? No. I feel like I've already shared, but yeah. It's really hard to speak about nothing. It's just aliveness happening. It's nothing and everything happening and not happening all at the same time. Even when my heart feels like it's breaking with love, that's just what's happening.
even when it feels like the one that's called Lisa or Pierre is dying. That's just how it is, and this can't be any other way. It's just so perfect. Even the feeling of being blessed, it's just perfect and just is. And in this, anything can arise, anything. The mind, or I've this one here has this inquisitive mind that wants to go. How does it all fit together? But even that is just, that inquisitive mind is just this. And it's just so utterly mind-blowing. I could sit and stare at you all day. And it's really beautiful to hear everybody else speaking. It's like life speaking. It's life. It is life speaking. Every single one is just life speaking, and it's just so, so beautiful. And it's not them speaking. It's not me speaking. It's just this speaking. I have nothing else to say. Except for I love you.
Thank you, my dear. I love you too. Very happy your mind's work.
It was Google Chrome.
Google Chrome. Oh yes, I see.
Yeah.
It worked in Chrome. Is that what it is, or it didn't work in Chrome?
No,
No.
I googled it.
I googled it
Just before, and it
before,
said
and it said
Chrome problem.
Chrome problem. The Google Hangout, and she googled the way to figure out, and it was Google Chrome that didn't work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amaya is here. Amaya can share something. Oh, she hears on the YouTube, no? It takes her a while. Okay.
Ah, stay, Father. I know there's this lag, so I'll just speak. And so touched and moved by everyone sharing. It's one heart, like Priya says. I'm very tired and I can't speak very loud. Can you hear me? Oh, you won't be able to answer quick. Okay. I don't know what to say. There's this deepening happening where the awareness that is inside and out without any divisions is becoming so tangible. You know, it's like I'm feeling it in a really unbroken way. And there was always this place in me that was waiting to feel it in the same way that I could perceive it. And it's very quiet and very full of love. And everything else that's happening is very much like on the surface of that. I haven't noticed big storms or the ego resistance coming up to the words like I used to in Satsang. But sometimes things still come up, and it's just that they're, you know, it's like a little bit of oil slick on the ocean or something. You know it's there, but at the same time, I think the thing that I could report the most that's going on is I just keep trying to dive into that, like dive into your eyes and Ramana's eyes and Papaji's eyes, Muji's eyes, and Anandamayi's eyes. And when I dive into your eyes, they always send me back in. And it's like the quiet times and the time I lay in bed, it's just, you know, Source, I love you, Source, you're me, Source, just take the rest of this. And there's sometimes this feeling that I'm not going to live very much longer. And so I sometimes have to watch the mind with a sense of urgency that there's someplace to get, because every time, as soon as I drop that or drop anything else that's trying to catch hold, there's always this presence here that has that radiance in it. And I'm so in love with the Sangha and with you and the extended Sangha of all of the people who are people, all of us who are just melting in this, in the whole lineage. So I guess I want to specifically thank you and anybody who's worked on the videos or the transcripts know about this. That, you know, just being so absorbed in your words and in satsang every day for so long is just indescribable. Auspiciousness that I'm so grateful for. And being able to share and hear how it's touching people. You know, what we bring forth from you in the Seva. And just the beauty of working in the Seva with everyone. Hear of their beautiful hearts. That's really it. So if you don't see me or hear from me, this is what's always here. And there's so much love to you and you all. Thank you. I love you so much. I would say I'm at your feet, and my head is at your feet, but it's more like I'm in your heart. I'm just crawled into your heart. It's the most beautiful place.
Very, very beautiful. Very, very. So much seva has happened through this one. So many transcripts, so much, just endless, and we're in the worst possible time zone for North America, isn't it? In the worst possible, our satsang times are in the worst possible time zones for North America. The time that she hadn't missed a single satsang for more than a year. And every day satsang and then transcribing so much. Almost there was a time where we used to have those Vana satsang and they were like online every day the transcript would be done. It was just online. Such beauty in this seva. I'm always, always grateful to you, my dear. And I know maybe I don't share often enough like this, my gratitude to all of you, and to your seva and all your challenges that you face and all the seva that you do. I rarely share, maybe it's, I don't know, whether it's a cultural thing or I don't know what it is. But I feel so much gratitude and so much love for, because actually we're all in this together, isn't it? This is just my father's light that we're collectively bringing to this world. Thank you so much, all of you. So grateful. In my family, where I grew up in that family, I don't recall ever saying thank you for anything. It's just a cultural thing. Somehow, I don't know. I don't remember ever saying thank you to my mother, father, my brother. Thankfully, after marriage with Garima, her family is very, very expressive. So I learned a little bit how to express from there. And one thing I notice about myself is that the one that I feel very affectionate about, I make some fun of. There's the Indian way. Because we have trouble expressing all this, so we just make fun of the ones that we're feeling affection for. And then it's most often misunderstood. No, but now I don't feel okay, he never makes fun of me like that.
Probably all had that thought.
Soham came. And Mary is also here, yes. Good. So Mary can start. Mary can share something first.
Can you hear me, Father? You can hear me? Yeah? Um, the last few days has been quite a roller coaster. I feel the analogy that keeps coming up while listening to everybody is
I feel like a racquetball ball, because it seems as quick as I hit off one wall of believing in pain and panic, and it's like I hit off the other wall knowing that's not true. And I'm so grateful that the space came available for me to speak. Of course it did, because I really want to thank this beautiful family and you, Father, because, well, it's kind of silly to say I don't know where I would be, because I was always meant to be here. The gremlins, the feelings, the panic, the thoughts believed in. At the time, it just seems so crazy. Like I want to jump out that window that I've spoken about earlier, but I'd only fall out the window onto the grass. But that feeling came so strong this morning when I woke up. But the funny thing is, I had just been feeling in such peace, and then all of a sudden, it's, so silly, but it's not silly because they're only here to show me or to show what's not true if they're used. And I was listening this morning, the Satsang had just started, and my daughter came in for a ride, and I could have killed her, and so I had to leave Satsang, came back. So I had just plenty of juicy stuff to use on the way back. And someone had just shared, before I left, I can't remember who it was, but whatever they said, I just used all that drive up to her work and all the way back, and it was beautiful. And just something that you just shared about the even though the intensity of feelings are there, it doesn't mean that they're true, or that there's somebody here that is feeling them, or that is in any way associated with them. Or there's nobody here. There's nobody here. So thank you for everybody for sharing. Gives me, inspires courage. I love you all.
You're so beautiful. I'm so blessed to be with all of you. All of you are my master's gift. I enjoyed very much the visual of you jumping out of the window and falling onto the grass. Yeah. You're very, very sweet. Even by Canadian standards, you're very, very sweet. Thank you. Soham is here. Soham can share something.
Really just came to sit.
I don't hear you that well, my love.
I really just came to sit with you. It's been beautiful hearing today. You can just see the understanding, the realization in the eyes. You know, I've loved this because there's words weren't really needed. You could just see it. You see the love, see the truth in the eyes. It's been very beautiful. I didn't really have anything to say. Just wanted to be here with you. Love you, Father.
Oh, I love you too, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. Very beautiful. Thank you. You want to go now? You can unmute from there. Yes. So did you?
Oh, sorry. No, it's okay.
We do the knock-knock thing. Yeah, do make fun of it. Are you going to let her get away with this?
You want me to fix up?
Yeah. You're going to let her get away with that one? Did I give you some homework? Two of you had some homework to do. Just
bring it on. Just become present. I forgot what yours. The thought came, what did he ask me to contemplate?
what did I?
And
What did I ask her to contemplate? Ah, because you felt that it is this experience, the presence I am itself, which is now reporting through the mind. And then we said, so who is this one speaking to? And if it is being speaking to being, then why does it need thoughts to communicate? Isn't that clear?
so now, so this whole time it's like so intense, and I can see I'm experiencing it. And that's it.
But then if you are experiencing it, then why do you need to report it to yourself? You get what I'm saying? So if there's an experiencing of something, then why do I need the thought to communicate with myself that this is what I'm experiencing? Why do we need to rely? Why can't we just rely on the experience itself? Why do we need to rely on the interpreter's voice to tell us what we are experiencing? Because the experiencing is there, it's happening. So why do we need to have an interpreter? And who is communicating with who? All this interpreter does is resist. Resist in the way of making it a desire or an aversion. Both are resistance. Desire means something should not go away and becomes a resistance to. If that going away was to appear, then suffering can come. Aversion means this should not come. What is just is. And it's being experienced by being. Why does being have to have this communication voice with itself? Isn't it? So if you see this glass, you see it, you experience it. You need to report it to yourself that this is a glass, only then it becomes a glass. So this is the voice of the interpreter, which comes from this sense of being a separate person. And without these stories from this voice, does the experiencing stop? There is neither the desire nor the aversion for anything to change without the voice. Okay, you can see that it feels like even without the voice, I don't want this. Feel like that? Let's see if this is true or not. Some strong pain can come. Without the interpreter saying, I don't want this or enough, too much, when is this going to go, all of this, is it resisting? Is being itself resisting?
It feels like a calm quite free. And it feels like a calm free with that.
This is just the trump cards that the mind pulls out. This contemplation is about to happen. As if, but what if you stop breathing? What if? It's okay. This body goes. So if it tries to play these kind of trump cards on you, then you say, okay, so what if I can't breathe? Okay, so this body will drop. It has to drop one day anyway. All these trump cards have worked in the past. And now it is time that it can pull out any of these cards and they say, so what? What is it that you want to make sure happens before you drop this body? Discover what I share. That is happening. That is here now. What I'm sharing is here now. But the mind will keep painting the pictures with some fear about the body dropping or some pain. Is it discover what you share plus no pain in the body?
Not anymore. It was like that. Can I share something that's it's just along with all the sensations, it's intense guilt, the guilt
say more. You can say, what is the guilt story? I survived the war when others didn't. Is it like
there was a choice that I chosen, like others didn't have.
And chosen by who? Chosen by God. Chosen by whatever is running this play. And that one made a mistake.
No, that's the way the story is that somehow it was my, like my family.
Family did what? Later you. Okay.
I really the sense that others died, but I didn't. But somehow that
God made a mistake. Or I didn't deserve it.
My life.
But is there some incident which makes you feel this way? Yeah, what happened?
When we were in the war and India sent 3 ships to take away. We got on the last ship, the last port, to my family. And while walking, I had a sense of someone saying, "Oh, you got on it because the program started, and we don't have to pay." I think there was quite big to my parents.
And how old were you? 6. And what did you do in all of this? It needless to know, because that is, as a 6-year-old, even phenomenally, you had nothing to do with it. It's not like you could have said at 6, no, I'm not coming. Give that spot to someone else. They would have just carried you and said, come. Then what could you have done? I know where you're coming from also. But we're just looking at it together and saying that as a 6-year-old, you took the space because your family was influential during the war. You took the space and you feel that somebody else could have been saved. But as a 6-year-old, what could you have done to change that?
I see that logic.
No, it's like this. It's just an extrapolation. Like there's an earthquake or something and many die. Why am I not one of them? Because my family moved to Bangalore. You see? So my parents were there up north. You know, so my family originally comes from this place where there are a lot of these riots and violence and things like that. My parents decided to move. So should I now say that, okay, because they decided to move, then instead of that kid who was dying in the riot, it should have been me? Yes.
The story, I just want to say it.
It's good. It's very
I
good.
say it.
It's very good.
On the ship, we were up there. So many people like stuck.
Yes.
And that sense of being in school with other friends one day, literally the next day, and they gave us like dry and water for 3 days. And I remember this like a vivid picture. I went down to get our ration, and I got this down there. So many people. And I turned around and saw one of my best friends. She was like stuffed, sitting there. And I remember holding these biscuits and thinking, I want to give them to her, but I didn't. And I took it, me and my family. I feel so bad. And ever since whenever I eat, I can't breathe. Like even now, if I'm eating, like starting things that I shouldn't be eating. Yeah, it's like kind of both. Like I have to stop eating to breathe. chose. Like, but I see like because that feels like I chose. I could have become cool and I didn't. If I wanted it for myself.
Who is that one? You see, because if you look at that 6-year-old child, you now, if you look at my daughter, she's older. But if she did something, would you say that she's a bad person for doing? Why so hard on herself?
With the tendency to punish, or if I get something and I see someone else doesn't have it, I feel like I have to punish myself for having it. I see it. And it's,
Remember that God is not messing up the recipe for your life. Everything ends up exactly as it is meant to. Just yesterday also we were speaking that he's not putting salt instead of sugar. He's not a bad chef.
I spent my life
Believing that he is the one who could have done all of this.
It was such paradox because I would see people like on one side like guns going on.
Yeah.
People would be collecting together praying. And I'd say, why are you praying? Because nothing is helping it. And who are you praying to? Nobody's answering your prayer.
And the funniest thing is that all these wars are about who you're praying to anyway. It's the most illogical thing. My God is the best one.
And it says, don't be mean, don't be mean. Like, if I was like, who you are is like, and thought there, I shouldn't be mean. They were stopping at one point, they were stopping people and they found vehicles, they found that you were Tamil, they were like cutting people's arms and legs off. And I want to be mean. And now I can sleep till 3 o'clock. I went home and I thought, all of this is happening. I thought, I'm going to sit and use this time if there is a mean. So I sat till 3 o'clock. And it ended up like I was fighting. I was doing something looking for me and these visuals. And the moment I recognized I'm believing the visuals, not in so much thoughts, like silent pictures. I'm believing these.
Well,
The more.
give me an example of how you can believe a visual without a thought.
I don't know how. Sometimes it feels like there's a picture where it says, I see first my body doing something, and then I say, oh, I should. Because like thought comes after the picture.
A picture is just a picture. The trouble is only the interpretation. Can I say something strong to you? It might also be that the ones who got their arms and legs cut off are not suffering as much from it as you are. There's a term for this, actually. Psychology, there's a term. Survivor something. Where it's more that the ones who feel that they got away from some major tragedy, they actually suffer more than Okay, so you're the chosen one. You escaped death in multiple occasions. Yeah. So rather than feeling guilty about it, be grateful about it, that chosen one. And then this chosen one should have such a glowing presence that everyone is blessed by her. So let's convert that tendency of guilt to this tendency of gratitude. See? So suppose that you actually didn't get on that ship and somebody else did in your place. Somebody else got onto the ship, and would you want that little girl to spend her life suffering because of this guilt part that she got on and you didn't? You say, you got on the ship, be happy. Life is still yours, be happy. Imagine the one whose life was saved, if she was to spend her entire life just moping about why her life was saved. So like this we can now. Your life was saved. You're here, you're here. All of us. I feel it calls for a lot of gratitude. This self-discovery, you would have wished on that girl whose life was saved. You would have wished that on the girl whose life was saved. And it is you. And maybe this is the blessing that she gave you. So life is not making a mistake. God is not making a mistake. You are here discovering your immortal self. Not one more belief about any of this now. I'm going to get strict with you now. Every moment spend in gratitude because you're still here. Like in the movies, no? Imagine that one day you meet that one whose supposed place it was that you took. What are you going to tell her? That I spent the next 40 years feeling guilty about what happened. Man, what a waste. No. It gives you a very beautiful perspective. And many who actually dodge the bullet, so to speak, then they have this sense of so much gratitude in every moment. But you were too young, 6-year-old, too young to process all this with him. But now you have no excuse.
So you say that to be able to feel the pain of others, it is also a self-created suffering of mind. Is it not a compassion to be able to feel the pain of others?
Compassion happens, but you don't have to. Compassion does not rely on some belief in guilt. All that is true, all that needs to appear is appearing. That is what I'm saying, that God is not messing up the recipe for your life.
Even if there is no will, but this love wants wellness all over. It wants to see wellness all over.
This love wants it. When you mix a you into the picture, then that's when it becomes contaminated. This love does not need your help, personally. So then what happens is all this guilt, regret, remorse, resentment, all of this is when some emotion is actually getting mixed up with the sense of me as a person. Anger can come, just to take the same example. So let's look at what is so-called negative emotion. Anger is also allowed, just like compassion, love is allowed, anger is also allowed. But anger, which is not mixed with the sense of me, does not become resentment. In the same way, compassion, which is not contaminated with the sense of me, can never become guilt.
And there is a wish for the wellness of others. Is it the self-created or the mind is created?
Ultimately, yes, because this means that God is making a mistake with somebody else's life.
No, it's not right. We need means it is known in the heart that whatever happens, there is absolute perfection in it. It always must happen in the same way. But outside, for example, the master knows that everything is happening by itself, but he is always speaking the words because sometimes words is needed. In the same way, I, from the internal state, or the intuitive knowing, I know that whatever the divine will, in whatever way the divine will plays, it is always a nature of perfection. But outwardly, there is this impulse, I would call it an impulse of compassion, to feel, to wish for the wellness of everyone.
Yes. So this is the play of this intuitive feel itself is playing like compassion. When you make it a personal thing, then it becomes about glory, you see. So what happens then is that many start with this compassion in their heart, and you meet many people who run non-government organization, welfare organization, and you find after some time it's all about me. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm helping people. You see, so anything you mix with the sense of me, then becomes like this. It becomes like this chocolate cake mixed with mud. Okay? So the compassion, the one who puts the compassion there, can also move your body for the compassionate action to happen. But the minute we feel that I did or did not do something, that is when the trouble starts.
I feel it is like when there is some harm to this body, then there is a reaction in order to restore or to recover from that harm. In the same way, I feel a sense of me in every being. So whenever I see harm in any being, then there is a sense or an impulse that wants to restore or to heal that harm.
So if it's just flowing in itself, this one, then it is flowing. There is no need to get the I or the me into it. There is this feeling that for the outward flow, I still need to become personal. So it's not about the action or the inaction. It is about the sense of belief in your individuality because of some action or non-action happening. So if action is happening, then it as a me, then it leads to pride. If action is not happening as a me, then it leads to guilt. Neither of these are required. But action can still happen outwardly.
So if you will see me suffering, won't you wish that I should not suffer?
So the action which has to happen towards the end of your suffering, I know that God will perform that if it has to. There is no need to pick up the idea that Ananta has to do something to help others. The idea is not required in God's play. It can only lead to things like pride. I did so. He came to Satsang and now he is coming to enlightenment. The voice can speak like I hear it also. It doesn't get important. Without the I just naturally everything. This sense of doership can lead to all this trouble. I should have helped that girl. Why did I get onto this ship? God made a mistake. Or this feeling that God's will was actually something else, but I was powerful enough to change it. It must be one of those two, isn't it? God either made a mistake, or then God's will was not strong enough, my will was more, so I decided not to give her the biscuit. And this I, when we look every day, we don't find. This is the trouble. We look every day, we don't find, and yet we feel this I is so powerful. It's so powerful that every time I look, it goes into hiding. And yet God's will does not apply to this I. You see, once we examine like this, we see it just makes no sense. Yes.
There's a thing that I don't even use the ear from God. I don't believe that.
So, I you cannot find, God you don't believe exists. So what is here? This is good actually, it's not bad. Because very open contemplation can happen. The concept of God, God. I we cannot find. But yet something is here. Now, this something that is here, I choose to call it God. You can call it anything you want. Can you deny that something is here? No. It's just a label for that something which is here.
Like there's like a refusal to accept that the presence of God that actually creates. It's like all that was a mistake. It's presence was only how can something only make that?
There. So that you survive.
Huh?
So that you survive for this experience. We discuss very often that the mind can say that all of this should just be sweet, sweet, sweet stuff. And yet, when we go for our movies, when we read our books, we want all the masala inside. We want the sweet, we want the spice, we want the tragedy, we want the drama, we want the laughter, we want everything. So in this play of appearances, there is no contrast which does not exist. If the most sublime stuff exists, the most horrendous stuff also. But the mind says it should only be the best, good stuff, and the contrast should not be there. But nobody can taste the good stuff without the opposite also. This world is a duality. So the most wonderful and the most seeming horrendous must coexist. Yeah. And we say that, oh God, yes, yes, and He created the beautiful nature and all the things we find beautiful, then He is being a perfect God. Look at that, so beautiful. But when He creates the contrast of it, He messed up big time. Maybe some sort of a rookie God who was just in training. Okay. If you were to made to watch a movie, so 3 hours only Sweet, sweet, sweet. Something like this. Sweet. Beautiful for all these movies which have no challenge, no drama, nothing. The protagonist starts and he wants to do nothing, and nothing happens, and he just yes. Something was. Oh, it's long. That's why she's here. Okay, we'll pick it up. This is my big alarm clock.
Yes.
The small alarm clock is not effective enough. Oh, look at that. Jaya is also here. Look at this table, Jaya. It used to be just you and me. What's happening here? I'll see you soon, no? I better run now. Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Moji Ji ki Jai.
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 Okay.